Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you one of my favorite heroes, Badang.
No one can escape my iron fist!
He was my first real main hero when I started to play ML, and I climbed the ranks up with him from Grandmaster to Mythic. We will go through the following segments: skills, builds, combo and usage of skills, playstyle, laning, spells, emblem set, teammates, targets and counters, and some tips and tricks. Let's start with his passive. After every 4 basic attacks, the next attack will be enhanced. You can see that the next attack is enhanced by Badang starting to glow. You can also indicate it from that little icon down here. It will knock back the enemy and deal additional damage. If the knocked enemy collides with an obstacle, he will be stunned. Knocked minions and creeps are always stunned. Next is his first skill. Badang fires his fist in the desired direction and deals damage to all enemies in the way. If the knockback enemy hits a wall, he will be stunned. The fist explodes when colliding with an obstacle, dealing additional damage. It will knock the enemy back and slow them down. It will also add 1 stack to his passive. Let's continue with his second skill. Badang will jump forward and creates a wall behind the enemy he is colliding with. By using the skill again, the wall will disappear immediately. If you're not hitting an enemy hero, Badang will not create a wall and his cooldown is shortened. His last skill is his ultimate. Badang fires multiple fists in the desired direction and deals damage to all enemies in the way. While using the ultimate, Badang gains a shield and is immune to CC skills, what makes it hard to cancel the ultimate for the enemy. Like his first skill, it will knock back the enemy and deals additional damage when colliding with a wall. His 2 core items are Demon Hunter Sword and Golden Staff. Demon Hunter Sword is important because each hit from his ultimate is treated as a basic attack. So the passive of Demon Hunter Sword is triggered every time, what increases the damage of the ultimate massively. Golden Staff is important because it triggers Badang's passive quicker. Instead of 4 basic attacks, you need only 2 to trigger his enhanced basic attack. Like this, you can stun the enemy almost endlessly with your basic attack. For his shoes, you have many options. My favorite are the rapid boots. It makes you faster rotating around the map, and it's very useful for chasing escaping enemies. Of course, they are also useful if you need to run away quickly. If you play the jungle role, I think they are vital to roam around the map much faster and help your teammates on their lanes. Otherwise, you can use warrior boots for physical defense, tough boots for magical defense, and swift boots for attack speed. For the 3 remaining items, you should choose between Blade of Despair for more physical attack, Corrosion Scythe for more attack speed, Endless Battle and Harsh Claws for physical lifesteal, Rose Gold Meteor and Queen's Wings for survivability once your HP is low, Immortality for an extra life, and Athena's Shield if the enemy deals a lot of magical damage. This is how my build looks like. The most used combo is 2 plus 3 plus 1. You hit the enemy with your second skill to create a wall and deal a lot of damage with your ultimate. For an additional stun or to finish the enemy, you use your first skill. If that's also not enough, use your basic attack and make sure the enemy is knocked back into a wall to stun them. To finish an enemy with low HP, the 2 plus 1 combo works very well. You can also just aim your first skill or ultimate towards a wall to stun the enemy and deal the additional damage. In a dire situation, you can also use the ultimate to survive and gain a shield. Use your second skill to roam around the map faster, but use it smart. You don't want to run into an enemy with your second skill on cooldown. If you stack up your passive to 3, you can use your first skill to directly trigger your enhanced basic attack, just like this. you should always try to ambush the enemy from a bush. It will surprise them and give them not enough time to react. In a gank, you should wait to jump into it until your tank engages. Ignore the enemy's tank and aim for the backline mage and MM. Always try to come from the side or even from the back to surprise the enemy. As a fighter, he is supposed to go to the XP lane. You should not play too aggressive in the beginning. Badang is not that strong without his ultimate. On level 1, he's pretty vulnerable, so be really careful around heroes who have already high damage on level 1, like Jawhead. However, if you can poke the enemy enough, you can try to get the first blood, but play it safe. If you run into a situation where no one plays the jungle role, you can also use him for that. He is able to clear the jungle fast enough and help out your teammates on their lanes. My favorite spell for Badang is Petrify. You can use it after the stun from your ultimate is over, to get an additional stun and prevent the enemy from escaping. In many situations, it guarantees you the kill. You can also use Flicker to extend your reach and surprise the enemy. You should use it if your enemy have many heroes with high mobility. Execute, Inspire, Sprint and Arrival works as well. But I think Petrify and Flicker are the best options for Badang. I recommend the Assassin emblem with a talent killing spree. You can also use Bounty Hunter if you're the jungler or you're sure that you will get a ton of kills. You should spend the talent points on agility and invasion. Let's start with good partners for Badang. Tanks who pull the enemies together, such as Tigreal and Atlas, are a perfect combo with Badang. After they pull the enemies together, you can hit them with your second skill and deal a lot of damage to the enemy team with your ultimate. Teaming up with Johnson is also a good combo, since you can directly use your combo after Johnson crashed into the enemies. Farsa is a good teammate too. While the enemy is trapped in your wall, she can use her ultimate to kill the enemies. In general, it will be good if some of your teammates have CC skills, since it makes it a lot easier for you to engage. Next, we'll have a look at good targets for Badang. All heroes with blink skills are easy to kill for you. They can't escape your combo, except when they use Flicker. Examples are Mia, Layla, Aurora. All squishy heroes are good targets for Badang as well. Once you caught them, they have only a little time to escape. And if you use Petrify, they have almost no chance. For his counters, I would like to start with one guy you will run into quite often, Franco. He can be a nightmare for Badang, since his ultimate can cancel Badang's ultimate. Better try to avoid jumping into a fight when Franco is around. Unless he already uses ultimate, then you're safe. Same goes for Kaja, since his ultimate can also cancel Badang's ultimate. Heroes with high mobility are difficult enemies, since it can be quite hard to catch them with your second skill. Don't jump into fights you cannot win. Even if you could catch 3 enemies in your wall and use your ultimate on them, without backup, they will just kill you. Something like this you can only pull off when you have a massive gold advantage over your enemies. Make sure to hit your enemies with your second skill. If you miss, you will be pretty defenseless and most likely get killed by the enemies. As mentioned before, don't forget that your ultimate gives you a shield and makes you immune to CC skills. Use it, it could save your life. And the last important tip, always use the walls around you. And that's all for today's guide. I hope you found it helpful, and if you did, consider leaving a like. Since it was my first guide, I would really appreciate some feedback. Also, I'm planning to do a lot more guides in the future, so please do subscribe if this is something you're interested in. Thanks, and see you next time.